So the third part, fire and light. It looks like an opposition. In fact, it is. So we had to answer to the fire, and we choose the light. The point, the starting point was with battalions. So our battalions were ready to fight, but at the same time, we had to liberate the old city before any ceasefire. And we had to do this without armor. So you see that after the answer, after the self-defense, the position was clear that something else was possible. So the idea was at the level of the United Nations to get a ceasefire. But if you stop the war, the small war, at that time, the result will be just again the same thing. So the idea in Israel was what? Just continue the counterattack until a result which is different from the past to get something which is irreversible. And after that, if you want, okay, for a ceasefire, because the position has changed. So it was an attack, a defense, the counterattack was better, so they are starting to lose. And when they realized that their attack was wrong, they wanted to get a ceasefire. But the idea, due to the strategic respect, was to avoid heavy weapons. We used only paratroopers to avoid any damage to the old city. Very important point. So imagine special forces of that kind. This was another proof of our strategic respect, because our faith forced our moves. Due to the faith, it's impossible to have many damage, severe damages. Nobody had planned the total liberation. It was something due to serendipity. It happened with time. Time is with us when we are with it. We can get a result. Time was with us, and it was sufficient to make the difference. Our enemies made their own destruction after the double failure of their attack against us. We didn't have any alternative. Why? The explanation. It's about the genocide. Our defeat would have meant our annihilation. But this wasn't possible because we made the promise, never again. So you remember that, never again. So the light had to be again in the old city as it was in the past. So in fact, it's like a reconstruction, a rebuilding of the position. It's in fact a reconstruction of the data before 1948. And we are now in 1967. Nobody could believe that it was possible, and our victory looked like a miracle. But the miracle was made by our faith. The book, we are talking about the Testament. In both cases, it's important, not only the fact that we are talking about the book. The book had to continue living. The memory of the future had to lie. And we did it. So the result was the liberation.